Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. So this is week number 4. I can't believe it. We're on week number 4 of the Besties Collab series, and it's with me and my best friend BEATRIZ Santana. Her links and everything will be down below in the more section. And before I get started, I want to ask you guys, head on over to her channel and subscribe, like. We're trying to get her to 1,000 subbies. All right, so I decided I wanted to do an 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page, and we're going to create our own wood grain. So I took the vintage photo distress ink, and I'm just dragging it down basically the 11-inch side of the 8.5 by 11 paper, and I'm using my Tim Holtz mat, which makes for easy cleanup. And in between here, I'm using Versamark. It's a Versamark. I know it's vintage sepia, VersaFine, vintage sepia, to just give it another tone of brown. And then I'm taking the black soot of the distress inks, and I'm going down to give little accents of that. And then we're going to set this kind of off to the side to dry, and we're going to clean up our area. Now this is after it's dried off camera, and I love the texture that it creates. It really does give it a feel of like a wood grain paper, and we did that all with just the inks. So now I'm looking through the reflection papers, and I'm just going to trace around the outside of this frame. And this frame was a part of the kit, and I was trying to figure out a way to use at least everything that's in the kit once. And I was like, okay, how am I going to do this frame? And then I realized, well, I could just frame my title. That would be cute. Okay, so I like the cream, but I decided right there that I was like, you know what? I'm going to change it up. I'm going to grab some paper towel. I'm going to put this down and grab my black gesso. Lord, the word just completely jumped out of my head. Some black gesso, and we're going to cover the entire thing. And I'm taking my time. It's a little bit of a smaller brush, but as I go through certain areas and it starts to dry back, any of the parts that are peeking out, I go back over. And it's just really about covering up as much of that cream color as possible. And then I'm going to take, I want to say it's a Finnabar. Yeah, Arc Alchemy and Finnabar wax, one of the waxes, and the antique gold, and we're going to give it a few little hints of accent. That's one of the fun things about using black gesso. I've used some of my distress inks on it, and I'm just kind of trying to clean as much of the gesso out of it as possible, my brush. But what's funny is when I go to kind of pick it up and move it around, I find out that I missed the entire top part. So it didn't get covered in the gesso, and I'm going to have to wind up putting black gesso back down again. So I went around the insides. I'm grabbing a baby wipe because I just wanted something that I could kind of quickly wipe off, because normally I go to the sink and clean my brushes, but when I'm doing a video it makes it a little bit difficult. And we're just going to keep cleaning, really trying to just be done with getting as much of the black out as possible. And you can see there was a lot of product in that little bit of brushing I did. It wasn't even all that much, but anyhow, we're going to move on. And at this moment, I'm looking for my wax, and it's so crazy because I know I have it on my desk because I was planning on doing this video. So I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out, well, where did I put it when I brought it to my table? I thought I put it to the left. I thought I put it to the right. This is why it scares me to do lives, because I would lose my head. I was thinking about maybe using the Nuvo because I thought maybe I put the wax down there. I didn't. So that's why I was showing you the Nuvo Mousse, because you can take a little brush, grab some of the paint, and then just brush it on. There it was. And you can do a similar technique, but I really like the gold. And if you just want something kind of light, you could use your finger, but I wind up just grabbing my brush and dipping it into the lid. And in various spots, I put more gold down. You can see it really well when I got up close. But wait, you're going to see when I realize I didn't do the top. Y'all see it already? Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. It's coming because I got to get the top. There. Oh. Yeah. I actually rubbed it with the gold. What is wrong with me? I don't know. I was like, really, T? So I just wiped off what little bit of black I had on the brush and started with the gold. And then by the time I got done putting it around the fronts and edges again, the very top was dry, and I'll be able to just hit it real quick with a little bit of the gold. And there you go. Now you could have done this with the white gesso. You can do it with that. It would still give you an effect. It would just be different because it would be lighter. I like the darkness of it, where it gave it a little bit of a look, but it doesn't completely take away from the rest of the image. And all I did was put glue around the frame edge and then attach it to the pool paper that I had decided to use as the background, what I traced on. And then on this part here, it kept wanting to lift, but I finally, I think, do I set something on top of it? I can't remember. But once I get it set up the way that I want it, I'm going to go ahead and press that one down. And then the photo is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I just made a sheet of paper that was 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, and that gives me a nice little square mat. And we're gonna go ahead and I tape everything down flat. I don't use any foam on this particular one. With this gray polka dot sheet, I decided to grab hickory smoke and go around the edges, which is just a nice way to finish that off. And then we're going to attach that straight to the project as well, using the art glitter glue, so that way we make sure it holds nice and strong. And then I had these, I guess they would be pockets, in my stash for a long time. And I was like, oh, I could just use this because I really like the idea of the flap and having closure. I don't put the little teeny tiny tag on that you see in the photo, but I do wind up putting one of the clear acetate pieces on top. You'll see in a second. So I grabbed the ATG gun because I couldn't find my refills. Story of my life. And we're going to put glue on the back of the pocket and then line it up so that way it's even as possible. And then for the best day, I'm going to put at the bottom. And then this is the acetate piece. And I'm literally going to all the the thicker pieces or thicker areas as possible and just doing a dab of glue. And then we're going to slide this on, and that will be it for that. And then, like I said, with the acetate pieces, the best part is that the glue does dry clear. So if anything, does smudge out, it's not going to look crazy. So on this sticker, I decided to use some of the art glitter glue and then press it down at the corner of the photo. And inside the frame, I'm going to use some of the wet glue and put down Pool Vibe. I was going to do Vibes with an S, but I didn't have enough room. And I wasn't going to do vibe and then just put the S at the bottom. That would look really weird. So, pool vibe it is. And then with these letters, you don't necessarily have to glue them. I do find that with a lot of the thickers and stuff like that, it's more difficult because they don't have really good adhesive on the back. So sometimes you come and like a letter will be droopy or it'll be hanging weird. And just so that, you know, not to have to deal with that, that's why I put some of the wet glue behind the letters as I'm putting them down. That way I don't have to worry about it, because I know with the art glitter glue, once you put it down on something, it ain't coming back. You got like a few seconds of movability, and then once it starts to dry, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay, so moving on. I decided up for the little rainbow colored paper. I really love that paper. I really wanted to hoard it. I didn't want to cut into it at all, but thank God this kit came with 2 of each paper. So it wasn't as bad, and I was able to cut the small little piece. And I'm just using some hickory smoke around its edges as well. And I use my sanding block to kind of like straighten it up. And then once I get it in the place where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and tape that down. A little bit of art glitter glue, and then that piece is down. And what's so funny is once I had this done, and now that you guys are watching it too, once we like complete our projects, we do show each other what we did. And when I showed this to Beatriz, she was like, that mimics the ball that's in the water, because right behind us, because we were playing like a little volleyball, even though we don't have a net, we have one of those beach balls. And I was like, oh my God, it does. And I love that. So what I decided to do was use some of the bird wood veneer pieces and this one that looks like a swan, right? And you know how they have the swan blow up like inner tubes? So that's why I used that. Really, there was no other reason. And I was thinking to myself, when are you going to use this? Why keep it? Might as well use it. I know what I'm thinking about with it, because, you know, it's the unicorn one, the flamingo. I'm like, I'm sure there's a swan. Let's use this. So then I take the small buttons and I am putting a little dab of glue on the little bit of foam that's on the back of them, and I'm going to line them up in sort of like a bullet style. And then I want to take from the sticker sheet excuse me, one of the word sayings, and then I'm also going to grab the Tim Holtz small talk. And okay, so I have it right here, and so each one going from the bottom, I put down Explorer first, and then the next bullet point up is gonna have Do What You Love. The next one is Let Life Surprise You, and then the top one is Today is a Good Day. And then of course I took the Relax and put it up at the top, because, you know, sometimes you just want to relax in the pool. I just thought these were things that, you know, can coexist with a pool day, right? You have fun, it's a great day, it's the best day, you can swim and have a good time and laugh. And then, you know, my aunt, she has this snorkel kit that she likes to with the glasses and the little tubey thing, and so that's why Explore works for me, because that's what I'm thinking about. But this particular day was a day that me, my mom, and our crafty friends were we get together about, I want to say it's 8 months out of the year. Yeah, 4 in the beginning of the year. We take a break for the summer, and then we come back usually in September. Now, of course, this year is a little different because of the corona. So we're probably not going to be able to get with each other again until the new year. But this was probably like not last year, but the year before, where we took this picture. And so, you know, I'm in my journaling. When I grab a piece of paper, I'm going to cut up and start journaling. I'm just going to be talking about our craft group and us getting together and, you know, having fun with the ladies, all that good stuff. So I'm just taking a couple of the arrows and putting those to point towards the group of us, and to the one up top, which is today is a good day. And this is where I'm grabbing a piece of scrap paper to trim down. I know that this particular envelope is, I want to say it's 3x4. So I just cut it a little bit smaller, making sure that it could definitely fit in. And then I'm just going to grab a pen real quick and write my little crafty saying. And of course, since I sped this up, it looks like I'm writing like super fast. I hate my handwriting, so this is perfect. So, okay. If you don't like your handwriting, you can always create a pocket of some kind. You can use pockets that are pre-made like this. You can create your own pocket. You can create hidden journaling. Some people write on the back of their layouts. I get why you journal, because not everybody knows or understands why you created this. And so if people were to go back through it, then at least they would have your memory kind of written out. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a piece of paper to kind of cover up my photo. And now we're going to do some splatters. So I knew I wanted to hit it with some of the whites, which is the white picket fence. And then I wanted to hit with the gold, because we had gold in the frame, remember? The antique gold. So I was like, well, let me put some more gold down, because I didn't put any more gold anywhere. I have a little pop of yellow in the sticker that's on top of the photo, but not a whole lot. And then once I'm done hitting up the gold, I am going to grab some of that black soot and hit it around as well, doing my 3 colors. I just can't help myself, y'all. I just can't help myself. I mean, I probably could have just done the white and been done, or just done the gold and been done. But no. I like it with the 3. I don't know. I can't stop myself. Like, when sequins were on fire, I was on fire for sequins too, and I would put them everywhere to the point where it's almost out of control. And splatters have replaced sequins for me, but I love how, to me, it's right now in my mind, it's how the project is finished. When it comes to layouts, for me, that's when I know it's complete, and it's like you're putting the bow on top, or the cherry on top of the sundae. That's what splatters do for me. So here's some close-ups. Thank you for making it this long, staying with me. Make sure, like I said earlier, that you look down in the more section to get the link to my bestie, BEATRIZ. Check her channel out, you guys. Like and subscribe. We're trying to get her to 1,000 subscribers so she can start doing YouTube lives. She's really interested in doing that kind of stuff, and I wholeheartedly support her, because she's really good doing the Facebook lives. I think you guys will enjoy those here. So check out the videos we have at the end here. Check her out, and we will see you with the next video.